Well, the Fox News at Night Common Sense Department thinks the Washington Post has never heard of Occam's razor. That's a theory that says when faced with multiple explanations, the simplest is usually correct. Unless you hate Donald Trump, then Occam's razor clearly cuts the wrong way. How else to explain this Washington Post headline, quote, the mysterious drop in fentanyl seizures on the U.S.-Mexico border? Mysterious? Is there a mystery? The Washington Post admits the border is secure, smuggling is down, and cartels are on their heels. But when it comes to fentanyl seizures and fentanyl deaths dropping dramatically, the Post will twist itself into pretzels to not give Trump credit, saying maybe there's a shortage of fentanyl ingredients or that so many people have already died the market is down. Or Common Sense's favorite, that it's because the anti-fentanyl drug naloxone is widely available. So Trump's not the remedy, naloxone is the remedy. Common Sense thinks maybe Occam was onto something. Maybe the answer is the answer. Maybe President Trump is doing what he promised and is saving tens of thousands of lives in the process. But the Post would rather close up shop than pump up Trump. Common Sense is waiting for the Washington Post to say deaths are down because Nancy Reagan's Just Say No campaign is finally working.
The Washington Post actually had this headline, the mysterious drop in fentanyl seizures on the U.S.-Mexico border. How is this mysterious? There is no mystery about why there is a decrease in fentanyl coming into the United States. This administration's strong border policies are the reason there has been a decrease in fentanyl trafficking.
Yeah, let's bring in the host of A Home That Heals podcast, one of America's great former TV news anchors, Dee Sartin, along with former LA GOP vice chair and Daily Wire actor Siaka Massaquoi. Thank you both for coming on. Dee, I mean, you hear Caroline Levitt and Common Sense, so on and so forth. I mean, the Washington Post, the whole thing is they see the numbers, and at some point you have to either give credit where credit is due, or you just kind of come across as being disingenuous. What do you think of this Washington Post headline about the border and fentanyl?
I was listening live when she was making those comments, and I thought, you know, that skepticism that's kind of bred into you as a journalist, I thought there's got to be more to this. So I went and read the whole article, and it's really frustrating. I think that headline writers have been complicit in the destruction of journalism, and this is a really good example of that, because there was so much in that article that was drawing you away from the main point of what's going on at the border, and that headline is just classic in that regard.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it seems very simple. He shut down the border and fentanyl seizures are down. It makes sense. Meantime, comedian Seth Meyers, Siaka, says that Biden decline was no scandal because, I mean, everybody already knew it. Watch.
This was on TV. Everyone saw it. If this was a cover-up, it was the worst cover-up in American history. It was the worst kept secret since Mika and Joe. This was only like Watergate if the break-in had been live streamed on Twitch.
I mean, Siaka, the White House accused us of using deep fakes whenever we'd show Joe Biden kind of wandering off. They covered this up time and time again, and now the comedians are like, come on, everybody knew.
Yeah, well, we got to remember, this is also the Democrat D for different, because it's different when it's happening to their guy. But if Trump had done any of those things, they would have been screaming for the 25th Amendment. I find it very just silly, and I used to really like Seth Meyers and everything he's doing, but these guys are just showing that they are complete shills. There is something mentally broken with them, so either one, they are lying to us, or two, they're stupid. I don't know which one it is, because how can an actor and his dancer wife in California see it for 4 years, but Jake Tapper, CNN, MSNBC, Seth Meyers, nobody saw anything to say anything about it right now, and all of a sudden, now they're speaking about it, but it's not a big deal. Auto pen away. Hey, who cares about it, right? Like, come on.
Yeah. Jake Tapper wrote a book saying that nobody knew. Yeah, we had no idea anything was going on. Abby Phillip on CNN had this back and forth with a Republican strategist about biological males in female sports. Watch.
And when my daughter plays a sport and she competes against other girls, that's fine. But when someone has a competitive advantage over her that she can never change, how would that be fair to my daughter?
I mean, we can't fully litigate that issue.
You can fully litigate it, Dee. That's the whole problem. Is it's basic. It's biological males and you can dispute it, but you can litigate it because it's biological males playing in female sports. That's kind of the issue that we've been talking about for several years.
And that whole debate, it boils down to fairness versus inclusivity. And sports is about fairness. I mean, all the rules, everything about it is to create some fairness. And then you inject this issue into sports, and it is so destructive. And I think what's so sad about it is that it's making us look heartless toward the trans community. I don't think anybody's heartless toward that community. But sports, in women's sports, we are looking at the destruction of something that took so long to build. I was telling my students today, I wasn't on a basketball team in high school. They didn't have a girls' basketball team when I was in high school. Anyway, it's just sad to watch it happen on so many fronts. But fairness versus inclusiveness, I think in sports, fairness has to win.
Yeah, it really does. Meantime, CNN's numbers guy, Siaka, is surprised that Democrats are not leading when it comes to the economy. Watch.
You expect that Democrats would have this massive lead on the economy. It ain't so. It ain't so. How is that possible, Democrats? How is that possible after all the recession fears, after the stock market's been doing all of this, after all the tariffs that Americans are against, and Republicans still hold an 8-point lead on the economy? Are you kidding me? This, I think, speaks to Democratic ills more than anything else. They have traditionally been the party of the middle class. No more.
Yeah, I mean, he's right about the Democratic ills, but what he leaves out, Siaka, is the fact that the market is back and inflation, by the way, is down.
Dipping. That's right. It's just like the last piece we talked about with Seth Meyers. Like, these guys forgot to have 4 years of everything they wanted. The auto pen, the groups to make one person's decision. But, I mean, it's not surprising that Marxists, communists, and socialists are not trusted with the economy. Like, how has that worked throughout the history of the world? Like, let's be honest about this here. So this is just, to me, hilarious. It's going to get even, the breach is going to be wider as time goes on, because we're going to see these last 4 years we lived under didn't have to happen. And these next 4 years of getting back to American capitalism under our republic is going to just flourish, and people are going to just enjoy themselves. And we're hopefully going to put this terrible time behind us and never fall for the idea of democratic socialism ever again.
Yeah, I think a little honesty, you're right, would be very welcome by most of the American people. D. Sartin, thank you. Siaka Massaquoi, thank you. We appreciate your time. Back with the Nightcap crew, Matt Finn, Esther Valdez-Clayton, Jessica Milan-Patterson, Bethany Mandel, Siaka Massaquoi, and D. Sartin. Tonight's topic, mystery solved. The Washington Post publishing an article describing a mysterious decline in fentanyl flowing across the border. Is the decline mysterious to you, Esther?
Absolutely not, and it's not a mystery to the American people. The fentanyl traffickers are now safely in jails in El Salvador and detained throughout the United States. The real mystery right here is why the Washington Post doesn't know why there's no more fentanyl. It's dropped by 55%.
Yeah.
That's because of law enforcement at the border, and there's more military and cooperation with Mexico.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Problem solved. D.
Well, you know, the cartels are not dunderheads. And with all those troops there, more drones, more dogs, more enforcement, surely it's not good business sense to go to the border and try to smuggle drugs across that border right now. So to take that leap and say that there should be more seizures instead of fewer doesn't make sense.
Siaka.
It's as mysterious as a Scooby-Doo mystery. Spoiler alert, it's actually the old owner of the old amusement park. That's who did it. That's how mysterious this is, Washington Post. Come on, guys. Go watch some old episodes on YouTube. You'll figure it out.
Bethany.
It reminds me of when doctors in the Middle Ages started washing their hands, and then all of their patients started surviving at miraculous rates. It's as mysterious as that. Like, why is everyone not dying anymore? This is weird.
Yeah, Matt.
Trace, there's no mystery here, and I reported from the border for 2 years, and I saw a countless number of people freely and easily cross into the United States. The numbers have plummeted, and there's no mystery.
Jessica.
96% decrease in illegal crossings in month one. This is not a mystery to anybody but the Washington.
Barb says decline in fentanyl is no mystery. It's secure border sky. This is a great example of why no one reads the Bolshevik WAPO. Clearly, it's because the border is closed, but it's probably too much work for a reporter to research the truth. Colin says nobody to carry it across anymore. Amazing what a secure border can accomplish. And Pam, Trace, they cannot admit that law and order actually works because it goes against everything they believe. Thank you for watching America's Late News, Fox News at Night. I'm Trace Gallagher in Los Angeles. See you tomorrow.